Η Νικόλ Μαλλιοτάκης είναι Ρεπουμπλικανή και βουλευτής από τη Νέα Υόρκη. Είναι ένας από τους ανθρώπους που έχουν βοηθήσει πολύ την υπόθεση της αποτροπής πώλησης F-16 στην Τουρκία. Μιλήσαμε μαζί της για την κατάσταση που επικρατεί στην Νοτιοανατολική Μεσόγειο, αλλά και τον τρόπο με τον οποίο οι Ηνωμένες Πολιτείες βλέπουν το θέμα της Ελλάδας με την Τουρκία. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε τι μας είπε. Congresswoman Malliotakis, thank you very much for being with the national television in Athens. Question is, Secretary of State Blinken will be visiting Athens and Ankara, of course, in the following days. What should we expect from this visit?
Well, look, it'll be interesting to see what the visit produces, because it seems that the Secretary and the President have both been sort of catering to both Greece and to Turkey. They haven't really differentiated support. As you know, they're working with Greece right now to help build our military partnership. They are looking to support Greece with planes, with ships as well. But they're doing the same with Turkey, and so it'll be interesting to see what comes out of these meetings, and if we get any clear vision as to whether the president is continuing to push forward with the sale of jets to Turkey, which I find to be very problematic. And so, I'm curious to see myself what this visit will produce, and certainly I continue to press the administration and my colleagues in Congress to support any sale of F-16s or military equipment to Turkey because of the aggression that they have shown towards Cyprus, towards Greece, and quite frankly, they could be potentially destabilizing to the entire region should they obtain this equipment.
In a way, we're approaching the Turkish elections, and do you sense, when talking with people at the administration, do you sense there is a worry in the U.S. government that an incident a situation might evolve in the Aegean or the East Mediterranean in the following months?
Well, I think just looking at the way that the entire globe has been operating, right? When you see these aggressors continuing to pursue territorial victories, right? We're seeing that right now with Russia and Ukraine. You're seeing it with China, with Taiwan. There's concern about an invasion there. Then you see the aggression of Turkey towards Greece, but also the fact that Turkey has also spoken the rhetoric, right? So it's not just the thousands of illegal military flyovers above the Greek islands, but it's also the rhetoric that has accompanied that, that has made it very provocative and very concerning to the rest of us. So I imagine, because of the sad situation that Turkey had experienced, this horrific earthquake that has killed so many people, that Blinken's focus will be more on the humanitarian needs of the people of Turkey, as opposed to this sale that we are concerned about.
It's a good thing that you're mentioning it, because in the past few days, there's a series of insults that are injected on a daily basis from Turkish officials against the U.S. government. And I wonder what it takes to restore relations with an ally country in NATO.
Well, I think that's the concern that many of us have, that under Erdogan, Turkey has acted more as an adversary than an ally. And that is why we worked so diligently to get language in our legislation last year, right, that would actually condemn those types of actions, and also says that NATO allies must act like allies. They cannot act like adversaries, and that has been a growing concern. And it's not just the way the rhetoric that's coming from Turkey towards Greece, but it's also undermining our operations, counter-ISIS operations in Syria. It is the way that Turkey refuses to sanction Russia like the rest of NATO. It's those things that have made it very problematic. When Erdogan stood there with Raisi of Iran in one hand and Putin on the other, I think that was the biggest message that he could be sending to the rest of the world, that he's standing with them despite being a NATO ally. And I think that is really what we should be making these decisions based on. And that is why I'm confident that my colleagues in Congress will not support a sale of these fighter jets or other military equipment to Turkey at this time.
For some people, there's a sense that maybe the F-16 fighter jet issue is a bargaining chip that the U.S. uses to put pressure on Turkey to withdraw its veto over Finland and Sweden's accession to NATO. Do you think that's the case? I mean, the messages that we keep on getting from the administration is that if you guys withdraw the veto on Sweden and Finland, then we might consider giving you the F-16 jets.
It certainly seems that that is what the trade is, and that's certainly what the reports indicate. And I find that to be very problematic, that this administration, after particularly President Biden, who as the leader in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee for so many years had been a Philhellene, that he had been very supportive for the efforts to unite the reunification of Cyprus, for the withdrawal of Turkish troops, to now have this stand where he would throw Greece and Cyprus under the bus, is the expression I would use, to try to put this, to expand NATO. And I find that to be very problematic, and it's something that I just don't think we should be doing. Certainly not to do something that would be the detriment to a NATO, current existing NATO ally, which Greece has been. They've been a loyal partner and friend for so many years. Not only do our countries share the foundations, right, based on democracy, but on top of that, we've had a very strong partnership when it comes to trade, when it comes to tourism, when it comes to the economy and education, medicine. All of those partnerships that we shared over the course of our multi-century history has to be respected. And so I am concerned about the future of this strategic alliance should the president make this decision. But again, I want to reassure the people of Greece that we feel strongly that we have the votes to be able to stop such a sale. Mm-hmm. You know, we have good partners, and this is a bipartisan, bicameral, meaning we have Republicans and Democrats from both the House and the Senate who agree that there should not be a sale. And so we work diligently to educate our fellow colleagues in Congress about why it's important, what the risks are, and the treatment that we've seen of Turkey towards Greece, but not just that, right? It's that they've undermined us with our sanctions against Russia, with our counterintelligence operations in Syria. There's a lot there that gives us reason for not supporting this.
This week you will be visiting Greece, Souda Bay. Could you say a few words about what's the purpose of this visit, and how do you see the outlook for Greece in the following years?
Well, I'm very excited to be going to Souda Bay, actually, because it's based in Greece, which in Crete, the island of my father was born in. And I've always wanted to go to Souda Bay to see the naval operations of our U.S. Navy there. So I think it's an amazing strategic location. It really is the point of entry of all of Greece, and it plays a vital role in keeping not just Greece, but all of Europe safe. And so I very much look forward to learning more about the investments that the U.S. Military have made in Souda Bay and how it is strategic, particularly at this time right now where there are threats from Russia and what we're seeing unfortunately unfolding in the Ukraine. And also, you know, plays a tremendous role, whether it be in the refugee crisis and other areas that are important to Greece. I also think there's an amazing opportunity for us just in general to work a strategic partnership as it relates to energy. And I'm a new member now of the Ways and Means Committee, which oversees trade, and looking for partnerships certainly as it pertains to LNG, of how we can work together, our two countries, to help Europe and to help the United States, so we are not dependent on energy of our adversaries, but instead are energy independent, which I think should be the goals of both of our nations.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Mαλλιωτάκη, for being with us tonight.
It's great to be with you. Thank you.